Hi, this is your week 5, day 2. So, the learning objective is to find out how changes in the environment can affect species extinction. So, that is the learning objective. So, let us find out how these changes in the environment can affect species extinction. So, population sizes vary among organisms. So, that is true. Ang kadaghanon kuno sa in a certain organism is dili pareho. So, it means nga daghan, like for example, daghan og amigas kaysa iro. That is for example. So, that means vary, meaning dili pareho kadaghanon. So they change with the number of birds and when they move into an ecosystem. So the reason nga nung dili pareho og kadaghanon ang organisms, it's because dili pareho ang number of birds, meaning ang amigas ma-produce mas daghan compare sa iro. Kaya ang iro, manganak, like for example, na isa, na duha, na tulo, or 5. Pero ang amigas, if ma-produce na sila, daghan. So that is why dili pareho jud kadaghanon. So, or also, when a certain organisms move into an ecosystem, meaning ni move out, meaning nilakaw sila, nagpuyo sila in that certain area, and then ni balhin sa lain nga lugar. So ang uban dito, once ang uban nga species dili ka survive, dili ka adapt sa environment sa bag-o nilang gipuy-an. So say mahitabo, mamatay. So that is why dili magkapareho jud ang kadaghanon sa organisms. Another, they also change when members die or move out of an ecosystems. So these are the limiting factors. Okay? Limiting factors are the environmental conditions that keep a population from increasing in size and help balance ecosystem. So, if we say limiting factors, meaning these are the factors that limit the number of population of a certain organisms in an ecosystem. So, the importance of this is to help us balance our ecosystem. So, what are the limiting factors? Okay, so what are the examples of limiting factors? So, we have is, number 1 is the availability of food. Meaning, available, unsa nga pagkaon available in that certain area? Or, naabay pagkaon nga available? Nga which is, makaon sa tanan? Or there are also certain food nga dili makaon sa ubang species pero makaon sa uban. So that is availability of food. Next is water. Okay? Which is important also. Water is life, tubig. Okay? So if there is an available of water or walay available of water, so there are organisms or halos na organisms, it needs water. Okay? Even the human being, kita, nainlanglan ta og tubig. If without the water, we cannot survive. Okay? So, another is the living conditions. Okay? It means living condition, the iyahang environment. A certain init ba nga lugar? Living, that is refers to living condition. Bugnaw ba nga lugar? So, there are organisms nga they cannot survive in a cold place, bugnaw nga lugar. dili pud ka survive kung naapod sa init nga lugar. Okay? So, we have the light, temperature, so as what I said, it could be cold or hot, init nga lugar o bugnaw nga lugar, light, so there are organisms nga they cannot survive kung landag, or they survive only in kanang ngit-ngit na lang lugar. Okay? Then, the soil nutrients are also limiting factors. Soil nutrients. So, the nutrients from the soil. Which is, or nga naman, why? So, because they help determine the types of organisms that can live in an ecosystem. So, much better kung ang soil also is rich in nutrients. Okay? So, the maximum population size an environment can support is called as the carrying capacity. If that certain environment, ang kadaghanon sa species nga nagpuyuan ng nga environment, ang ihang kadaghanon is what we called as the carrying capacity. Maximum carrying capacity. So, if the population size rises above the carrying capacity, organisms die because they cannot meet all their needs. So, of course, if ang carrying capacity the maximum carrying capacity is only, like for example, 10,000 living organisms, 10,000 only 10,000. Kung mo rise ang population mo daghan so, nigdaghan man, so daghang makig-compete sa food, water, and other nutrients anang certain area. So, ang uban nga, which is, dili makasurvive, it's because dili sila makakaon. Okay? So, that is the reason nga nung, why is it that that is the reason nga nung ang uban they cannot survive. Tungod kay ang carrying capacity on that environment is nisaka. Okay? So ang uban dili na makakaon kay dili sila makakompete sa uban nga na ay mas more pa nga organisms nga mas dominant nga organisms. Okay? So mamatay ang uban. Okay? So, the carrying capacity is affected by changes in the environment. Of course, ang carrying capacity also, mapiktuhan na siya sa ihang if there is a changes in the environment. Like for example, kanang kaingin. Kaingin is bitang pagputol mga kahoy, himuon o anang area himuog tamnan o root crops, which is habitat na sa certain organisms. And then, so since there is a changes, so naiuban or ang mo gamay ang ihang carrying capacity in that area. So kay nganuman nawad-an man sila og puy-anan. Okay? So the carrying capacity is affected. Okay? Then will lead to extinction of the organism. So if we say extinctions, it occurs when the last member of that species dies. So meaning, last member naman. So if that last member nga mamatay ra pud siya, so the next generation wala na ingon ana nga organisms kay the last member namatay naman. So that is what we called as extinction. Okay? So for your activity, so we have 4 questions. Define carrying capacity. Number 2, what factors affect population size? Number 3, what is extinction? And number 4, how do changes in the environment affect species extinction?